Hey guys, as promised, here is another video. Today I want to talk about depression. That's something that touches all our lives eventually at one point or another. Major causes of depression: breakups, you lose your job, financial troubles, things like that. And we all have those kind of issues. So I would say I sound pretty depressed to a lot of people that I talk to day to day, but I'm not. I'm not really depressed at all. I just I think that a lot of people associate deep thinking, and I'm not saying I'm deep. I'm not fucking, I'm not pretentious like that. But people who think a lot are considered depressed today. It's like, you think too much. You need to stop thinking so much. I don't think that you can think too much about anything. If anything, you're not thinking enough. Now, you can get stuck in what I call like feedback loops, which is where you have some kind of thinking error going on, and instead of realizing that it is erroneous thinking, you just keep replaying it in your head over and over and over, and expecting to feel differently about it. Like say your spouse cheats on you, and you just keep thinking of all the different ways that what went on, that you don't know about, and how many times are they lying to me, and things like that. I mean, that's so fucking irrelevant, and what you're doing is, in your head, it's the same thing as if you have like a toothache and you're constantly messing with it. You're trying to desensitize the area. And I mean, it makes sense. You think about something painful enough and it doesn't hurt anymore, because you've already experienced so much pain. How I cope with depression is, and I was very depressed a week ago. I told you in the last video I had tried to get high. I mean, I didn't try to get high, but I seriously considered it. And that's the first time I've done that in at least 2 or 3 years, even considered it. But I know in my head now that whatever I'm feeling at the moment, good or bad, it's going to pass. Another emotion will come, So it's hard to fool myself now into the thinking errors, erroneous thinking things. I think I read a book called Erroneous Thinking. I don't know, but it talked a lot about this, where you all or nothing thinking, which is where you, if you feel bad, you feel like you will always be bad. Things will always be this way. Well, things are never always anyway. Things change. So just being able to recognize when you are lying to yourself. And I have no idea why, when you're depressed, your first instinct is to feel worse. It makes no sense to me. I don't know. But that's kind of the case. You get really depressed. You don't feel like working. You feel like doing everything that would make it worse. So my cure usually is to do things that I don't want to do. I'm feeling depressed, and the last thing I want to do is go talk to people, or go interact with anybody, or take a shower and fucking go outside. So I do those things, and it always makes me feel somewhat better, and at the very least it helps take my mind off whatever has got me feeling down. So I definitely recommend that. Do anything, clean the dishes, take the dog for a walk, go swimming, cut the yard, do anything. Make your bed. Something as simple as making your bed. Oh, a big one for me is changing my socks. How silly that sounds, but putting on a fresh, clean pair of socks really makes my day better. I change socks like 4 times a day. It's retarded, but it does. It makes me feel better. And I know this is a topic that's on a lot of people's minds, with Robin Williams committing suicide recently. And so I thought I'd make a video about it. The best medicine for depression is interaction with other people. I feel like all depression is caused by an inability to connect with other people. So the cure is to force yourself to connect. Even while you are depressed and you feel like you are coming across sad, nasty fucking, and people are hating you, that's how you feel. That's not how they feel. Don't don't believe that you know how other people feel. You're not a mind reader. And you just be honest with people. If you have people in your life that care about you, they'll be willing to suck up some of that shit to make you feel better. It's a support group. In addiction, you call them a support group. But it's important to connect with other people. We are social animals, and if you try to deny that, I'm sure a few of you have problems socializing. And if you really took a good long look at yourself, you'd realize that you're not happy that way. And nobody is ever going to be happy alone. You may get to a point where it no longer hurts, but you're not happy. So, and my whole life I was a very antisocial person. I didn't get along with people that well. Lots of fights, lots of I just didn't get along with people at all. And I chose to deal with that by believing that I hated people. But I don't hate people. Without other people's help, I would never have cleaned up. I needed people, and now I love people. I'm that guy who, if he sees you out cutting your lawn, I will stop and bug the shit out of you, and you avoid me because I'll talk to you every time I see you, and that's just how I deal with it. And it makes people uncomfortable when you're like that. But you know what? I choose to ignore that discomfort I see. You know, when I walk up and they're like, "Oh crap, how do I get away from this guy?" I just ignore that. You know, you're supposed to want to talk to people. You're supposed to want to interact with people. That's normal. And whether it doesn't seem normal anymore, it doesn't matter to me. I know that's normal. So I will talk to you, whether you like it or not. And you know, you may not realize it, but you'll feel better having had some contact with somebody else. Anybody. Just, you need contact with other people. And that's what I used to tell all the guys who would just start to get clean, that it is so important to have other clean people to talk to. You have to. You can't do it on your own. And every time I see guys isolating, that's like the first indicator that there's going to be a problem. You know, you can't be by yourself and be happy. It's absolutely impossible. I don't think it ever happens. I was going to go into my views on suicide, but they're very complex. And people don't, I don't think people understand them. I think Robin Williams is in a much better place. Whether there's a God or not, I don't know one way or the other, but I do believe he's in a better place because he's not here. I think whatever's after this has got to be better. Tell me your thoughts. I do much better when I'm interacting with people. It's kind of funny. I don't like dictating to people. So say stuff in the comments, and that'll give me something to make videos about. I mean, I have tons of things in my mind to make videos about either way, but it really helps whenever y'all comment and let me know what you're thinking, and I'll respond in videos. So thanks for watching this video, and if you like this kind of thing, like and subscribe. That's it.